So I'm going to tell you a little tale. I think one of the strangest iPhones in 2022 is probably the iPhone 12 Pro. It's a very sad tale, to be honest, because the iPhone 12 Pro was the flagship just a couple of months ago, even September, before September. This was one of the most expensive iPhones you can buy. And what's very interesting was I bought that iPhone the day it came out. I used it for about a year and a half, about a year and some change, and I had a very strange experience with it. I wish this iPhone was, like my iPhone 11 Pro, an iPhone that I used, an iPhone that I loved, and an iPhone that I can recommend throughout, several years after. But the 12 Pro was just such an unstable device for me that it doesn't even make sense to even buy it in the used market. And it's sad because the differences between the 12 Pro and a 13 Pro, there really aren't that many differences. Yeah, you lack 120Hz display, maybe less of a camera, but honestly, it's a very solid phone in that sense. But the battery health was the one issue that I had, which I made several videos on, and because of that, it just doesn't make any sense for me to recommend it to people to buy. After having a massive battery degradation on this device, and after looking into it and seeing a massive battery degradation on all the other iPhone 12s for the most part, now there are still some cases of people who have iPhone 12s or 12 Pros, and they have not experienced any, battery degradation, maybe much. So it is definitely, not all iPhone 12s or 12 Pros, but because of my experience, I can only tell you what happened with me, and it just was not a good experience at all. And I can probably attribute that to the MagSafe charger, but either or, it was a very strange experience, and I never really understood why that happened. And because of that, although when I pick up this iPhone and I still use it, it's actually a very capable phone still. I mean, it has so much capability. It's only gone down a little bit in the used market, so it's still a pretty expensive phone to buy. But because I used this phone for like over a year, I was honestly expecting this device to, be a better device than what I got, With my iPhone 13 Pro right now, I'm having a very, very good time with it. It's a very solid phone. My battery hasn't degraded that much, and it's been about 3 months too, so luckily nothing has happened there. But with my iPhone 12 Pro, I don't really feel like I can recommend this phone to people. Even the iPhone 12, I kind of have a hard time recommending it to people just because of the amount of issues that Apple, kind of had with these phones. And it would make sense for me to recommend it if Apple had a service repair program, but they don't. So it just doesn't make too much sense to recommend it. And that's why the iPhone 12 Pro is almost something like an iPhone 8 in my opinion. The iPhone 8, I probably wouldn't recommend people to buy even an iPhone 8 Plus just because the iPhone 10 you can just buy. Those were like gaps in between, the previous iPhones and then the next generation iPhones. And in this case, this is almost like a gap year, to be honest. I would recommend people to buy an iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, or iPhone 11 Pro Max, or I would recommend people to skip that upgrade and go straight to the iPhone 13 or 13 Pro. I really wouldn't recommend people, across the board to buy iPhone 12s unless they're okay with battery health degradation and they're okay with that. Other than that though, I mean, like I said, it's a very sad tale. It was a phone that could have been one of the best phones ever and would still be recommended by a lot of people, but this battery degradation thing is very annoying, and it just kind of makes me not want to recommend this phone to people to buy in 2022. So it's definitely one of the strangest iPhones of this year. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.